Hello everyone, I'm going to give a quick rundown on PCI DSS today, along with some explanation on why it matters and how businesses might comply. We are living in digital and information driven world. Digitalization has added convenience to every aspect of life, especially if we review the year 2020 when COVID pandemic impacted the world. Digitalization and technology helped society maintain social distancing. Forced by pandemic, businesses adopted and implemented technology advancement in every channel of customer engagement. This overall increased the use of online shopping, mobile devices, and touchless payments. This added a great level of convenience in consumers' life. The increase of online transaction has also increased the opportunity for scammers to gain access to consumers' data like IDs, addresses, and payment card for misuse. The increased risk to private information because of security system weakness cost businesses around the world an estimate of $1.6 trillion each year. Customers are concerned about their personal information protection and financial data security in the financial sector. Thus, regulatory framework like PCI DSS, payment card industry and data security standards, if implemented, help businesses to reduce fraud by increasing security controls. PCI DSS is an information security standard for any organization that handles cardholder data from any of the major card providers like American Express, Discover, JCB, MasterCard, and Visa. Data security is the primary concern of PCI DSS, defined in the Security Compliance Program. It provides best security practices that can be adopted to protect overall information assets. Keeping data safe requires broad applicability of PCI DSS, which means protecting data wherever and whenever a payment card is physically and electronically present. PCI DSS help organization implementing required security controls in order to secure data while transmitting, processing, and storing. It is a continuous process that relies on three steps: assess, repair, and report. In order to comply, PCI DSS presents 6 control objectives that contains 12 requirements. In the next few slides, I will briefly cover these 6 domains. Starting with first control objective that covers building a secure network and system. This objective has 2 requirements. The network is the backbone of all the communication for an organization. Requirement 1 focuses on network security controls. NSAs focus on access of control and traffic routing within all the networks. Implementing these NSAs include configurations at the network firewall to allow or restrict application and user access traffic. Routing configuration to define network path for traffic of both on-premises and cloud-hosted components. It is important to document the policies and control for seamless day-to-day operation. The second requirement focuses on defining and maintaining secure configuration standards for the system components. It can be third-party applications, database, or in-house developed system. To comply, system configuration should not use defaults. For example, no default admin users and password, disable default network protocols, delete unnecessary accounts, and enforce encryption. The second control objective focuses on protecting cardholder data at all layers from processing, storing, and transmitting. The third requirement highlights no storage of sensitive data or keeping the cardholder data to a minimum. Teams need to limit storage, duration, and retention time as required for legal, regulatory, and business requirements. To implement this requirement, it is important to encrypt data at various levels, enforce mechanism to delete data after processing, and ensure tokenization of any data that needs to be stored. To comply with fourth requirement, it is important to encrypt data at the time of transmission over internet between communication endpoints. It can be achieved by transport layer security, which is a grouping of cryptographic protocols that are used for transferring information over the internet. Ensure usage of IP security for client to site or site to site with virtual private networks. The third control objective goal is to implement robust vulnerability management program. Requirement 5 mandates to implement the anti-malware and antivirus software. Keeping the protection software regularly update will protect the components from latest threats or attacks. In addition, it is critical to perform periodic scan of all systems and remediate any potential issues. To comply with requirement 6, organizations should define best practices for developers, code review mechanism, regular tracking and patching of third-party software. To prevent DDoS attacks, it mandates implementation of WAF for public-facing web applications. The fourth control objective goal is to implement strong access control measures. This goal covers three requirements. Requirement 7 focuses on restricting access of data based on application integration requirements, user roles, and responsibilities. To comply, clearly define and implement access control for each layer, like database, application integration, and enforcing data access by programmable methods. To comply with requirement 8, strong authentication framework should be defined and implemented. This can be achieved by assigning unique IDs, using security tokens, and biometric-based authentication devices. In addition, session timeouts at applications, database server, and access should be implemented. Requirement 9 mandates the implementation of physical security control for customers, customer sites, office space, and data center, etc. Organizations should define storage and destroy policy for physical storage device and media. Fifth control objective focuses on real-time and regular monitoring of testing of networks. Requirement 10 mandates implementation of monitoring for situational awareness, that is visibility into entire infrastructure, threat discovery, which is to know and analyze issues in the system, and logging, which can be used for blocking and prevention. To comply, organizations should enable audit trails, logs, define log retention and deletion policy, implement automated review of all in-scope logs. Requirement 11 addresses the need to scan in-scope system for vulnerabilities. This covers broad range of security testing, includes network scanning by approved scanning vendors. Organizations should perform periodic internal and external security scan of all in-scope systems, penetration testing of technologies and softwares. Final control objective, that is maintaining an information security policy, focuses on clearly define, publish, and maintain information security policy for organization. To define policy, organization can follow a six-step approach, starting with identifying business processes which uses or processes card data in any manner. Further moving ahead by defining clear scope, data storage point in the business processes, define control policy of data, access control, and final putting the complete structure of information security. The information security policy should be a living document in the organization where policy are updated on regular intervals. To begin the process of achieving PCI DSS compliance, companies can begin by using self-assessment questionnaires. Organization can also give employees compliance-focused training. In order to attain a compliance, organization can also seek professional assistance. These are PCIP, ISA, QSA, or ASV certified. I hope that this talk improves your understanding about PCI DSS and how to apply it. Thank you.